Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits news video. Well, this video is actually more of a follow-up from a video that I did a little over a year ago. And it has to do with the documentary, the Sir No Face Lives documentary that has come out ever since then. So a year ago I did a video where at that time I was talking about it before it premiered throughout the US. If I recall correctly, it was just starting in several cities and then it was doing its revolving city tour. This is the one where it was more of a higher priced tiered ticket based tour because of the fact that you had in this case Chad Kalick going on those tours and then providing a Q&A afterward. More on that in just a little bit. But yes, at that time I was talking about it, and then it's supposed to be about this very I guess hardcore evidence showcasing the proof of a ghost. In this case, the ghost that's aptly named Sir No Face. So ever since that time, now that it's today's date, this movie has now been released on various video formats. So for example, Amazon is the big one. So it has been released there apparently on Amazon Prime. So those of you that have that subscription service, then you get it for free. And then of course it's now available for rent or purchase on YouTube. I think I saw it on iTunes as well. Vimeo is another one. And I was trying to see if there were others as well. But the big news essentially is now that it's been a year since I last talked about it, it's out there in the open. People can view it, rent it, purchase, whatever's the case. And then when they do so, you finally get to see the so-called absolutely perfect proof of a ghost existence. So what do you guys think? Have you had a chance to see it? And if you have, what do you think of the documentary? And more importantly, about the footage that has showcased there? Like it's something where it's supposedly just a few seconds. Reviewers are saying it's maybe like 4 seconds at most, but there's still a huge divide regarding the footage on it. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the documentary only because of the fact that I'm not renting it or purchasing it just yet. It's still higher priced when it comes to it. Like, it's amazing. Like, The Last Jedi is a cheaper price than this actual documentary. But I did have my video that I made a little over a year ago. I'll include the link for it if you haven't had a chance. Up front, I still, and even to this day, do not have, let's say, a higher positive image about this documentary. My feelings are already known within the video. So if you have a chance, check it out from a year ago and you'll see it in full detail. But just a quick summary, I think there was far more emphasis on the reactions, the promotions, everything as far as marketing this movie, and almost like with a trademark nickname involving the Sir No Face, than it was about the footage itself. I mean, he's a very good promoter. The fact that you have suddenly t-shirts, posters, other type of merchandise that I saw within all these revolving tours, not to mention those ticket prices here in Austin. I think it was upwards of $300 for the most expensive one if you wanted, I guess, the ultra VIP type tier. All that stuff, along with the fact that there's still a multitude, even to this day, of promotional videos talking about the movie, but not showing the movie. Instead, it's just actually talking about it. He's a very good promoter, but it's too much emphasis on that stuff. That's a big red flag for me whenever I see something along those lines, especially when there's very little to no footage of the actual investigation. And then also what's interesting is that the reviews, now that people have seen it, have a chance to see it on a more open basis, it's one thing whenever this movie was making its rounds on the promotional side, like on the tour, because there it's closed space. Like, you can't obviously record anything there, and then the people that see it, they're pretty much the only ones that could review it. All that stuff was kept closed. Now that it's open, now that it's on Amazon, now that it's on iTunes and others, then the reviews are coming in and they're pretty low reviews. 3.7 in fact on IMDb as the latest go around today's date. And then on Amazon, again, the big one, the one that people have actually access to it for free, they're stating it's 2 out of 5 stars, with 60% of the reviewers giving it 1 star altogether. Ouch. That's not something that's let's say that's good, at least up front. The common theme seems to be too, whenever I see all these reviews, is that it's too much focus on Chad. He's a great self-promoter, but it seems like the movie is way too much focused on him. That's ad nauseum, like user after user after user is stating that. And then the obvious being that there's too little focus on the footage. When it's down to just maybe a few seconds, and it's somewhere towards the end of the actual documentary, and then not much else is talked about it, then it leads to much, to a lot of gripes from people stating otherwise. Also, this is another red flag. Who knew? Apparently, ghosts can make a comeback for a timely sequel in real life. So there is a sequel that's now coming out. I think it's supposed to be later this year. It's called, another catchy phrase, Two-Face the Gray. So yet again, we have a ghost in this case that has, for whatever reason, never had a catchy phrase before in terms of a nickname, but now it does. It's known as Two-Face the Gray, which kind of follows again Sir No Face. So interesting stuff. Has anybody heard of Sir No Face having that nickname before this documentary came out? Because that location there in Australia, presumably it was there and it was haunted well before this documentary. Were people referring to that ghost as Sir No Face, or was this something that was just created here for the film? Same thing, I guess, in this case with Two-Face the Gray, I guess, whatever this other ghost that's being found there as well too. So if anybody has that info, please share it in the comments. But more importantly, have you seen the movie? Have you had a chance to finally see Sir No Face? And if you have, what are your thoughts, especially of the footage that has come out for it? I'll try to see it sometime soon. If it gets down cheap enough to rent it, then I will. To me, renting something even on SD format for $4, no way. Like it's just something where I'd rather spend the money on something else. But if it does come about and it's just like $1 or $2 or so, or eventually like if it makes its way free on Netflix, then yes, absolutely, then I'll post my review on it too. But I'm more interested in hearing about yours at this time. Also, interesting stuff too here. This guy, Chad Kalick, he has a great way of scrubbing clean anything involving footage of the footage itself. So in other words, if normally when stuff like this leaks, like if there's a big prominent scene within anywhere, like whether it's an Avengers film, a Spider-Man film, something that people just have to talk about, that stuff leaks, and it's obviously on YouTube. It's going to be on other formats. It'll leak whether it's handheld, or it'll leak whether it's a real rip from the actual movie itself. I cannot find anywhere anything involving Sir No Face footage, like whatever that ghost is. Not on Google, not on Bing, not anywhere. So whoever's monitoring this stuff, they're doing a great way of scrubbing clean any footage from the movie, like the big selling point for it. So I was trying to see if I could at least post like a still image of it, but no, nothing to showcase here on those lines. Everything is being scrubbed to make sure that you get to see this film there on your provider, whoever that is. So, but yes, please post those comments. That'd be great to hear what you thought of the movie itself. Is it something where it's the best deal possible? Is it something where it's a money grab, a cash grab? What about the upcoming sequel, Two-Face the Gray? When Ghost 2.0 comes out, when it comes to their to them making a comeback, please, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are for this too. So, all right, everybody, thanks again as always. Take care.